Hi, everybody. Excuse me. Okay, this is the Craze channel. Some girls reporting on it, where I do politics. Wait. Specifically at the moment, I'm focusing on this complete loser of a man, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I initially supported him. I thought he was pretty great speaking the truth about things that I don't think I'm allowed to speak about on this platform. Okay. Uh Here is his product placement. I just noticed this when I pulled it up. Red Bull. So he's got his product placement in there. He's got his amaryllis. I don't even give a shit. Sometimes I do this crap and I mispronounce on purpose just to be a snarky and a bitch. Amaryllis Kennedy Fox, or Fox Kennedy, or whatever the hell her name is, a CIA agent. Looks to me like he's got a mic on. I really don't care anything about him. It looks to me like he's in California or Hawaii surfing. Thumbs up. This is today. This is what his post was today. 5 hours ago. I think it was a little, if we refreshed it, we'd find that. Well, I don't know. I'd have to double check. I don't know if he's in Hawaii. My parents went there twice and they just loved it. And that was like in the late 80s. And I've seen their pictures. And they wouldn't go back a second time unless they really, really liked it, especially with the time difference, especially with from Milwaukee to go there is a cruise. It's a while. It takes a while. It's a long flight. Time difference is off. Great day surfing today. This is his tweet. Oh, wonderful. At Kelly Slater at Panua Point Beach. Is that it's got to be in Hawaii. I don't know. I'm not sure. Does he have a place in Maui that had the certain roof that didn't get touched? I don't know. Whatever, Pauna Beach. I apologize. Like I said, I'm being sarcastic and bitchy because, which I'll tell you why in a moment, and meeting two other globally renowned surfers. Well, that's great. Why don't you get into surfing then? Don't waste our time and try to fuck up our votes, because God knows they'll have one hell of an operation going here in Milwaukee. Renowned surfers Matahi Dralit and Shaden Picaro with Pipeline behind us. Pipeline? I'm not really sure. See, I don't really know what that is. I'm not sure if a lot of people do. And I don't know who he's appealing to, but he's turning me off. And then again, I noticed his product placement there. Now, this is someone who's running for president who claims that he's ahead and pushing through those polls. 2.7 thousand likes, 133 retweets, and 134 comments. And I went through them already. Very snarky, many of them. You're the man. And it's mainly, again, elite boomers. When I say elite boomers, I mean boomers that are retired and that have their money and that are getting their Medicare to boot. And no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I live in a community with that community very nearby. I was the girl that was the secretary to those people. Okay. And most of them went through college and got their degrees and shit to get out of none. And, okay. Uh, and I know that because my cousins are in that group. I have 14 cousins, and I'm actually the second youngest. So out of that group, many of these of the kids, my cousins, were born when my parents got married. So I do know what's going on with that group, and that appears to be that group plus many people that don't even live here, because I've been confronting them on this X. I'm going to call it Twitter. I'm okay. I'll call it X. I sound old fashioned if I call it Twitter, on X. And they're coming back to, well, I don't live in your country, but he seems like the right person. I'm like, if you don't fucking live here and you don't know what it's like, fuck off. I have never gone on another or done a video. I've maybe supported someone because I found them interesting. Okay, there's one person, I'm not even going to say it because everyone will get on my shit. I don't support him anymore, but I found some of his speech to be extremely interesting at the time. And that's a politician in England. Okay, so we're finished with that. But he does have his Red Bull product placement here. If you think that's just a coincidence, think again. I don't care that he's doing like 500 sit-ups a day. Before I broke my pelvis, I used to be able to do that too. I guess that's why I'm pissed off, because I'm crawling around literally on ice. They're not snowbanks, they're ice banks. And they're like a foot tall or more with chunks all over. And my apartment manager, I think, has taken pity on me, and he's actually put salt down this year, which, okay. A lot of times it's okay. It's not done. And I could give you specific reasons why. Here, if you're in a snow sports area, they're not going to do it. Whoever owns a building or the property or manages it, they're not going to. I think mostly because people are just lazy. Everything could be nice and clear, and it used to be. Everything's so fucking expensive right now. How could you even afford to buy shit like this, because you'd have to use it every day. But at least the steps are somewhat done. Usually I have to buy salt and salt the ice myself. We had a sleet storm on Friday, which deposited like 8 inches of this really weird wet shit, and then it turned to ice. So you've got about 10 inches because it kept going the next day. So you've got 10 inches of solid ice on my truck, which is a very nice Silverado. I get compliments on it all the time, which is great, but I had a major problem with it where there's like a footboard or something where you stand up on it to get in, because it's a big vehicle, big full-size vehicle. It's older, but it was in very good condition with low miles because my dad had parked it in the garage and used his Tahoe, you know, and so ice dams have formed around all the bumpers and car doors and everything, and I couldn't, God, for the life of me, I have all kinds of crap in the truck itself that I need to get out that I can't get out because everything's solid ice. So it's kind of a bummer. I spent, well, today's day 4, but I spent 3 days and about 7 hours with an ice scraper trying to chop it away. I finally got in the driver's door. Here I am. I'm on crutches with a broken pelvis and broken ribs, which have been bothering me a lot. And I'm crawling from the passenger door of this big, huge ass truck on crutches, on ice banks, through the passenger, because I have to park on the street, so I have to go through the snowbank into the truck with, balancing myself, just praying to God the whole time, and then crawling over from the passenger seat to the driver's seat. And then I finally got the driver's side open. I'm still trying to get the tailgate down. Bunch of bullshit. Now, what's a concern for me is the homeless people. And I had one guy panhandling me, following me around the store 2 days ago, and it did get on my nerves to the point where I did ask security about it, because he kept bothering me. And I said, look, dude, I've got my own problems right now. I've got crutches, I'm trying to get through the store. I'm like, I can't focus on giving you money, because first and foremost, I don't have any spare change to give you. I just didn't, secondly, don't keep following me and ask me like up to 3 times, nuts. And I got irritated. I had to call security. But these people are out there and they're really hurting, and they'll do whatever it takes. They'll pretend they're shopping just to stay in a warm environment. Then they'll get on the bus, and the bus drivers will drive them around all night long. And they can do that. It's okay for them to do that. So here's this prick, okay? And here's what's going on. This was put out today by the Fox affiliate here. I absolutely do not like this man, but let's see if we can get it in. Get the volume up high enough, I guess, because it doesn't seem that it's picking up that good when I do try to mirror it.
Other related deaths involving homeless.
What is okay?
Involving homeless people. Our Bria Jones gives us a look at how a well-known outreach group is helping those in need find shelter.
Okay.
It's so cold out here that this t-shirt went from wet to frozen in under 20 minutes. So one could only imagine how these brutally cold temperatures are impacting those without shelter. When the weather is life-threatening, the street angels are there to the rescue.
I'm sorry. I wanted to. I don't know why I can't get this to full screen. Okay. It's not going. Okay.
The medical examiner's office investigating 3 possible weather-related deaths involving.
Okay. The medical examiner's office investigating 3 deaths possible
homeless people. Our Bria Jones gives us a look at how a well-known outreach.
And by the way, I'm sure it's more than that. There were 3 bodies that were found, but you can bet that because I know where they hide out. When I used to be able to jog, I would go out in this shit. I still do, for what I just told you, but I mean, I used to actually exercise out in this. I saw 3 people on bikes within 15 minutes tonight on my street while I was waiting for my car to warm up. So people are still out. Okay, so, but I know where they kind of try to hide, and they put as many sleeping bags over them, and then they'll put a tarp over that. And my husband once found a dead homeless person underneath it was an overpass underneath that. This is common. But they're lowballing it at 3 because This guy, I've seen, you know what? And I was in northern Wisconsin at a restaurant back in I don't know, a few years back, and this dude was staying there and with his family, and he was having dinner. Yeah, he's not very nice in real life. He's really a dick. My table was like 2 tables away from him. Yeah, you think he's a nice guy. He's not.
Outreach group is helping those in need find shelter.
It's so cold out here that this t-shirt went from wet to frozen in under 20 minutes. So
Just out of curiosity, why are you taking some pink t-shirt and putting water on it? I just look at here's what this isn't your typical Milwaukee woman right now.
one could only imagine how these brutally cold temperatures are impacting those without shelter. When the weather is life-threatening, the Street Angels are there to the rescue.
You see how this woman is dressed? That's how you have to dress, or you will freeze your ass off right now.
Every year, we're losing lives to the cold weather.
Our goal is just to save lives.
Shelley Saracen and Eva Welch are the directors of Street Angels Mobile Outreach Organization.
9 years later, we now have 2 outreach buses, and we travel Milwaukee County 3 nights a week to serve those who are unsheltered.
On weeks like this,
Only 3 nights, though?
when sub-zero temperatures hit, they're out every day.
So you kind
offering
of
to take
see,
people to
like when you're, yeah, they hide underneath here, but you kind of see where they're crunching on this solid ice. It looks like it's not a lot, but it is.
shelters and warming centers.
And I feel like if we hadn't been out here checking on people, they wouldn't have made it through tonight.
Street Angels!
Despite their heroic efforts,
Okay,
it's
so
impossible
you see what I'm talking about? I mean, this is like everywhere.
to reach everyone. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office reporting 3 homeless people possibly died from hypothermia over the weekend.
I think
We
it's
were riding
really
around saying if we only knew them, maybe we could have got them connected to warming and maybe they'd still be here with us.
We are in great need of warm socks.
Until there is a permanent solution, these two, along with
I wanted to say right now it's negative 17 Fahrenheit.
volunteers and donors, are giving out free winter essentials from clothes to hot meals,
That's still not going to help them.
even providing hotel rooms for their most vulnerable.
I wish we could do it.
And they do provide hotel rooms, but a lot of people don't even make it to the hotel rooms. It's the law here. If there are any available rooms at the end of a certain time during a day, you'll see them sitting in the lobby. The hotel by law has to give them a room. Now, I don't know if all the hotels do that. I don't think the more expensive ones do. But the last few years, I can't stay anywhere in the area if I have to for an oddball reason. I mean, once my apartment kept flooding out. Not this one, another one I was staying in. This is like a couple of years ago, because the hot water tank kept flooding, and it was such a mess. And I kept cleaning it up, and they came in, and it was just so bad. I finally just said, "Look, I told them I was going away on business for 3 days, and you know." I did not have a good experience with those people. He was Jewish, and owns a lot of buildings in the area, and I had a very poor experience with him. And I thought it was very expensive, but and I went to a hotel, and they were staying there, and they were openly smoking pot in all of the rooms too. You could smell it. There was a lot of weird shit going on because you could hear it. You could hear it through the walls,
Do it for everybody, but we can't. So that's why we're out here now, making sure that we are able to get people in to places that are open.
In Milwaukee, Bria Jones, Fox 6 News.
If you'd like to help out, Street Angels says right now they are in dire need of men's thermals and sweats. You can find their contact information and a list of warming centers on our website, fox6now.com.
Okay, so for some reason I can't get out of this. Okay. Okay, I have no idea why YouTube has been doing this to me lately, even though I'm trying to create videos. So if we go back to this, he's running for president. This is a few hours ago he posted this. I have a big middle finger for this guy. And then we have, of course, the Trump win, right? We have the Trump win in Iowa, which I covered already. And what's he doing? He's surfing. It's time to chart a new course for the future. He forgot to put in the, so there's a typo. It's time to chart a new course for future. I suppose you could get away with that. Of our nation's military plus. This is really bad grammar. Military and plus sign foreign policy. He wanted to get it all on just one small tweet so you didn't have to open it up. But he ends up coming off like someone that definitely he's doing the nuclear mushroom club. He's doing, and then he's going back to JFK again. I could do a video on this too. This is fake.
President who
Do you see those protesters? No, they're not. They want Israel out of Gaza. They want the US out of Gaza. India is in Gaza. They've joined the IDF. He's now dyeing his hair blonde or tinting it blonde, even though he's brunette and gray. This guy just drives me so mentally insane. Oh, I know, and then you'll comment on that. Time to chart a new course for future of our nation's military plus foreign policy. Huh? And what do you suggest that is? I call on every American to join a new peace movement to reject insanity of hostile escalation. What does that mean? Plus, celebrate no longer the wartime president, but a president who keeps peace. And so what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So let's go here. And I wanted to say something else too. Okay. Well, we're not hearing him do a lot of really reassuring talking either. He's going to rebuild the military. Okay. I wanted to talk about something else also. Is Rumble. I no longer can post a comment on this site. If I try, just watch. Notice how it's gone? Because I'm muted from the site. Just for making a comment like that, I said, let's end the war, stop the genocide. And if you read the comments here, they're all completely off the wall. Get some jerky, some spices, because that'll make boring famine food tasty. Tell your friends, get out and vote. get silver and gold, please. You get my drift? I can't respond to my candidate site. Okay. So, but I think that the what prompted me to do this, because Chicago is going through the same thing right now. Oh, and P.S., by the way, no one can charge their electric cars right now either. They're just lined up, sitting there, unable to run. People can't use, if they went out and bought a Tesla, they can't use it right now. In Chicago, which is 90 miles, well, is it 70 miles south of me? They can't use it because they can't get the energy. It's running on the charging stations. The batteries are not charging because they're not taking a charge because it's so fucking cold out. And that goes for not only Teslas, everything. So, I mean, you've got, this is going to be one effed up election. If I can't, I mean, I've got to tell you, I have been respectful on that Right Side Broadcasting site. But they said I was hate speech. And they actually banned me maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And they won't let me back on. And, you know, I'm going to do another video to address that because this guy that runs that site that Trump has hitched his wagon to is one of those weirdo Schofield Bible Christian people that think that that country over there are God's chosen people. Because let me tell you something, they are doing something very strange in those tunnels. And a lot of it has to do with child sex abuse. And I would have to do another video on that. But while people are dying, I mean, they are dying because I mean, I know they are. I've seen these people curled up. I personally can't do anything to help because I'm in my own very difficult situation trying to get through this. But that's okay because he's surfing on behalf of Red Bull. It's disgusting. And if you think Red Bull isn't getting a perk from this, think again. Or vice versa. All right. Well, thanks for listening.